All right, so now what we are looking at is task number 3 on this assignment. So what we have here is a list of all the different students for the Earth Science Regents, their class grade, whether or not they completed their labs, and the grade that they got on the Regents exam. So what we want to do is figure out a bunch of different information and then use that to help us figure out where these issues might be, whether or not students have gotten full credit for the course, students that have met some or all of the requirements, or the students who have met 0 requirements. Before we can figure out this crucial information, though, we should figure out first whether or not the student passed the class, so that's just determining if their class grade is 65 or higher, whether or not the student has met all 3 of the requirements, meaning they passed their class, they completed their labs, and they passed their Regents exam. And we also want to figure out if the student has met some or all of the requirements associated with it, meaning that maybe they completed their labs, but they didn't pass the class and they didn't pass the Regents exam. Or maybe they passed the class and completed the labs, but they didn't pass the Regents exam. So we have a bunch of different pieces of information that we can kind of bring together to get a little bit more insight on this group of students. So for the first part, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to let you determine if they've passed the class. It's just determining if their grade is 65 or higher. So we should know how to do that at this point, and if you're stuck, please refer back to one of the previous lessons. All right, so now I've completed the column that says whether or not they've passed their class. So now what we're going to do is take a look to see if they've met all 3 of the requirements. So that means that their grade must be greater than or equal to 65, they've completed their labs, and their Regents exam must be greater than or equal to 65. So I'm going to double click in this cell, and we're going to start by typing in our formula or our function, equals. Now they have to do all 3 of them. So I'm going to say and parentheses, and then I can put in as many requirements as I want into here. Well, the first thing I'm going to click on is this class grade. That's cell B3, has to be greater than or equal to 65, comma, I have more things to say. I'm going to click on the labs completed cell that's for this student, and that should be equal to yes, comma, I have one more thing that I need to say, and I'm going to click on Regents exam cell, and that's going to be greater than or equal to 65. Now I'm going to close my parentheses and press enter. This particular student wound up passing, right? Because they got a 65 or greater, they completed their labs, and they completed the Regents exams. So let's extend this formula going all the way down. All right, and now we have a pretty large number of students who passed, bunch of students didn't pass here, bunch didn't pass here. So maybe these numbers aren't as great as we would hope that they would be. But there's only one way to find out. Before I do that though, just looking at the formula, right, we're using and, which means I need all 3 of these things to be true. I'm going to let you take some time to fill out this piece. The student has met some or all requirements, meaning that they only need to finish maybe 1 or 2 of these requirements, and that column will say true on it. So again, I'm going to pause the video and let you try to piece that out, and then we'll come back to looking at the students getting full credit, the students that have met some or all requirements, and the students have met 0 requirements. All right, so I have that final piece filled out. The last thing that we need to do is fill out these 3 cells. Well, the students who got full credit, let's do that one together. All right, so let's get rid of that equal sign. It's going to be equals, and if we remember back to our previous chapter, we're going to count the number of times that we see the word true in here. So we can say count if, and then in parentheses, I get to choose the range. So I can drag this entire column down. And then I'm going to scroll back up. And then comma, I have to put in what my rule is. Now, with and statements and or statements, see how they evaluate to true or false in all capitals? We can actually put in the word true if we would like. Or we can also put it in quotes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay true to my roots in computer science and put in true without quotes. If you remember back to what we've spoken about before, where computers think of things as binary, yeses and nos, zeros and ones, things like that, what we have here is that's what that true represents. It kind of represents the binary 1, and a false would represent the binary 0. So if I write it without the quotes, I'm actually talking about the logical value of true, as opposed to just the value when we put in quotes, TRUE. It's a small difference, but if you ever face any kind of issues in the future, just realize you can always alternate between the two of them. So if I close my parentheses and press enter, we were able to count that 39 students got full credit. Okay? Students that have met some or all requirements, well, I think that's going to be a similar count if to this column, looking for the word true. But what about the students that have met 0 requirements? Well, we didn't use the not function, and we're not going to in this example. One thing that we could do is put in another column here and do the not of each of these. It would basically do the opposite. But to make life even easier, I'm just going to equals count if parentheses, choose this range, right? This is, they've met some or all of the requirements, and I'll go back up to the top. So I'm not going to be looking for true, I'm going to be looking for false. And I'll close my parentheses and press enter. This means that 3 of our students have met 0 of the requirements, right? Because in this column, if a student meets 1 or 2 or 3 of the requirements, any of them triggered by an or statement, we're just going to say, all right, well, you got something, you got a true because you've met some of the requirements. The only way that you can get a false, for example, this individual right here, they didn't pass the course, they didn't do their labs, and they didn't pass the Regents exam. So that way, it came up as false on here. And that's the only way that we can get a false to show up. You have to actually not do any of those requirements. And that was just a simple count if of this range and the value false. All right, so that was pretty much what this worksheet was going over. We're learning some of the basics. When we move into 1.3.E, we're going to be looking into custom formulas, and we're going to actually take some ideas and fuse them together, where we're going to say if and all of these things, and then we're going to have our results that happen afterwards. It's going to be a little tricky, it's going to be a little complicated, but we're going to start nice and slow, and then we're going to build up these custom functions and these custom formulas to solve a lot more complicated problems. All right, so a good idea to play around with this is to just, make sure that you understand the ifs, the ands, the ors, and the nots, just what they are and what they represent, and knowing where to look them up. You don't have to memorize these, but as you become more and more familiar, you'll get better and better as time goes on. All right, so wrap up this sheet and you're good to go. You're ready to move on to the next chapter.